Hi, welcome to Finding the Word. I am Melanie Brown. The word is pressure. It is really early in the morning. I've been up since 2 o'clock today because O suggested I lay down. Yesterday I was exhausted. He made a wonderful and delicious steak for me on the grill and said, you should lay down. You're exhausted. Get some rest. And then get up and try to deal with the things that you need to do. I hate that, because I feel the pressure once I oversleep or feel like the time is ticking. I've got to get this word out. But the word can take time. And the words that I have that I felt like, well, these are the next ones. I really want to do this word. They involved some things, like some time it was going to take, and I had some parts to it, and I was excited about it, but it really wasn't feasible so well to do those words that are coming yesterday. They need to be a little further down the road when I can get some things done with them. So I thought, let me get through, because let me look at my list and feel like, what is the Spirit saying about these words? These words weren't popping, though. I didn't feel the Spirit on them. So I laid down. I was in the middle of some things I needed to do. I need to get a case to roll for these things by Monday, to bring my laptop and stuff with me, and fell asleep. I did lay down and go to sleep. But when I woke up, the pressure was on. And the funny thing was, as I'm looking through the list, no wonder those weren't the words. It was the pressure. There was the pressure that I was feeling this morning. So I knew instantly that was the word. But what I realized too, where is the pressure coming from? That was the question. I realized that it's the source I need to get to of why I'm feeling this way. Pressure brings about this overwhelmed feeling. And we just finished talking about the discouragement being from looking back. I'm in real time figuring out this morning that this pressure and overwhelmed feeling that I was saying comes a lot of times we're looking in the future. It absolutely, for me today, is coming from me looking in the future. Because as I'm unraveling the pressure, it is the idea that, oh boy, I've got to leave out of the house. I'm used to being here in my little bubble by myself, getting my stuff done on Sunday, just hopping on the phones. No big deal. I have not been in the field for years. So I'm feeling pressure about that. Am I going to be okay? Am I going to get to these schools on time early in the morning? Am I going to, there's all these questions about this stuff. But the answer is, I can do all things, right? Through Christ who strengthens me. That's the answer. And we just talked about the burden that we have in life. He said his yoke is easy, his burden is light. So that was a word leading up. I feel like the Spirit helps us. Doesn't he help us? These words that he's giving have just led up to every moment I'm at. It's leading up to where I'm headed and where I'm going. Basically, he's saying, I know that you are here. I know how you're going to do when you get up there. You're going to be all overwhelmed. He knows how we are. And as a loving father, and Christ as our loving elder brother, is saying, I'm going to give you these words, and we'll try to get in the scriptures and prepare you to understand when you're getting there so you know what to do. Casting our cares upon him, he cares for us. So the pressure I'm feeling with the children, they'll get their schoolwork done. We've been here before. If we have to adapt in the to doing evenings when I get back, and helping when he's off, my mom and sister, and assisting in the best ways they can, it will get done because everyone loves the children and wants them to learn. And I just know that. And then two, it's like, all right, I have pressure that I will do well. I always put that pressure. It's self-inflicted. Let me stop here and say, the pressure we put on ourselves about things, it's put on ourselves about things. Because his burden is light, and he's saying sufficient are the issues we have for tomorrow anyway. So me looking into whether or not I will be able to have success on all these levels, that things will be accomplished, is me being outside of the moment. So he is faithful to be with us, and his strength is made perfect in our weakness. So therefore, if I'm feeling like I can't handle it and do it, I know that he will, but I cannot allow myself to put the pressure to the point where this overwhelmed feeling is coming. Some of it was just the chaos of being with all these people. It's 30 to 40 people. And because I'm accustomed to being on my own and realizing that I'm a bit of a loner these days, it's just like something shifted over the years. I don't mind the people and I don't feel like I'm not welcome, but it still just feels a bit overwhelming, and especially after a whole week of it. So it's definitely a thank God it's Friday. But the scripture I have real quick though with pressure is Proverbs 24:10. That's the first one. There were a couple. Proverbs 24:10. If you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. And I'm thinking that's about right. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Like my strength is too small right now. So that makes sense. But we know where our strength comes from. And so that's what we're supposed to be, I think, looking at from that. Because if our strength is too small, we got the joy of the Lord is our strength. That's one that we know. And so we know where to go to get our strength up or to have our strength renewed. So there's also just pressure to keep the house together, to be able to do all the things I need to do. But once again, I have to lean on I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and just to lean on the Lord and ask the Spirit to help me. The Spirit's always there to assist us with our struggles and difficulties and to give us ideas and ways to do things. And so it's really just a matter of going to the Lord for help. And knowing where our help comes from. Our help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And so next scripture is Psalms 119, 143. As pressure and stress bear down on me, I find joy in your commands. And so I also am wanting to look at the pressure, the way that they have it worded real quick, because I'm like, what do they got for it? And this one, they have different words they're putting. In this case, the New Living Translation is calling it pressure. It's anguish or trouble. That's the pressure. And so this is the word for it.
Strong's H, 6862. Ser.
Okay. It's distress, adversary, oppressor, narrow. And so foe, enemy. So that's definitely, it feels like that. It's coming affliction, trouble. It does feel that way when you're feeling that pressure. And then the other one, I think I used trouble for that. Let me see, anguish. Yeah, here's anguish.
Strong's H, 4689. Matsuk.
Okay, same thing. And it's got like the anguish, confinement or disability, anguish, distress. And so that's where, and it does. I mean, that when I'm thinking about it, that's exactly where the pressure is feeling like. It's coming against you. And you're feeling the pressure of everything coming against you. And so, but I find joy in your commands. And that's what makes sense here, because the commands he's saying is cast your cares upon me. He's saying not to be anxious, not to worry about tomorrow. These are the commands that he's giving. And so, and to rest within and be still and know he's God and all these things. They're commands to us. That's where the joy is found. And then if you really link it with the fact that in the other, it was saying that your strength is low, but the joy of the Lord is our strength. And we find joy in his commands. The joy we're finding in commands is going to give us the strength, which is meaning that we can stand when that pressure is applied. So I'm liking that connection. I'm also liking the fact that I'm figuring out, and as the words are coming, it's then going to be very helpful moving forward with how to adjust, how to not be weighed down in this way whenever things come along. Not to get too far in the future. What's the takeaway? The takeaway is all of the things that we were talking about, the different commands that we have to follow to make sure that we do not have pressure, not to apply the pressure to ourselves, coming out of the moment. The takeaway is being in the moment once again, not going back. We learned that. Don't look back and don't look behind. And then pressing on toward the mark, but not moving into the future, just pressing forward. But if you're jumping too far forward as to what we believe the outcome will be, then overwhelmed and anxious feelings come, just like the discouragement comes looking back. And so I'm feeling like, okay, this is an unraveling of what is going on. And thank you for being here, whoever is listening, whoever comments, and your encouragement, because I feel like while I'm here to be an encouragement through my walking out of life and just the different words that are given because of it, and hoping for your encouragement and praying for your encouragement if you are sitting in these situations, I also feel so very encouraged by your comments and the words that you're using that are encouragement to me through my different situations. Thank you for that. So I am going to be striking out of here. It's 5 o'clock. Like I said, the word's going to come out a little bit late, but most aren't up at 5. I think it's a little later than that. Anyways, I just shoot for that, but it'll be just slightly later. And I am going to keep pressing forward with getting the word out despite everything that's going on, knowing that God's going to give me the strength to do it, and not looking too far forward. I was already doing this, just in the confession here at the end, that I was thinking, there's no way I'm going to be able to get this word out. So what about when I'm doing this or that, and that I have these long days? And I am learning the Spirit is faithful. He knows, and it's His word. So He's going to give it to me. He's going to bring it. There is no reason for me to be concerned about that or project forward on that to bring about any kind of anxiety. It is not the way it works. And so don't forget to find the word. I'm going to get out of here shortly, and I will see you tomorrow.